I don't know about the ending of that fight. That was weird. Man, I'm gonna get straight to the end. If you come into the ring, and you're talking about this fight's gonna be a Hagler Hearns type of fight. If you come into the ring and you got that shirt on, that jacket on that says war on it, you got those trunks on that says war on it, then that's what people are expecting. And that's what I'm expecting from you. I'm expecting you to go in, go all out, and leave everything in that ring. Leave absolutely everything in that ring. You can think about whatever you want to think about when it comes to someone like Deontay Wilder. When he fought against Tyson Fury, you can say he left everything in that ring. He went in there and he did what the hell he said he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? If I go in there, I'm going there to put you out. And if I get put in, I want to catch a body in there. And if I get put into a space where, you know what I'm saying, that body might be me, then so be it. That's what I expect. And when his corner didn't, oblige with his request, he got him out of there. And in the next fight, when he got put into that same kind of space, broke his hand, tired, equilibrium knocked off again, everything like that. He kept going until he was put down. He went to war. He left everything in that ring. You can't say anything other than that. He left everything in that ring. Period. He wasn't one of those, let me give it to you, but I'm not going to take it type of dudes. And in this situation, somebody's coming in there with that, I'm ready for war. But then when it got down to to that time where it's like, all right, those legendary moments where it's like, okay, I gotta peel myself off of this ground again. We saw during Corrales versus Castillo. We saw what he had to do, getting knocked down time and time and time and time again, getting up, getting up, getting up, getting up, doing whatever he had to do, throwing his meat mouthpiece out so he had more time, to recover, to recuperate, then pulling it out at the end and coming out victorious. Even if he didn't become out victorious, we saw what that man did in that ring. He was doing everything in his power to try to survive and to try to win. That's what that meaning of that is. When you're talking about war. And that's not where your mindset is. That is not what you're willing to do in there. Don't wear that damn shirt. I already knew it was a bad thing when you're talking about war and you're coming into Christian music and stuff. But even that, like, hey, okay, God is going to be my shield. God is going to be my strength. I'm going to put it all in the ring. So that part where God's supposed to hold you up, and you just like, nah, F it, I'm cool. Well, your dad was like, nah, I'm good. It's not good. But before all that, though, it was a good fight. It was a really good fight. Sean Porter was doing his thing. He was giving Terrence Crawford all kinds of problems. Terrence Crawford was missing like crazy. He was able to slip punches. He was able to, catch him with shots to the body, catch him with shots up top, shook him a couple of times, and Terrence Crawford was able to see very quickly that, okay, this level of competition is different than what I've been fighting. It's clearly different than the level that I was fighting. And he was down before the last couple of rounds. He was down in that fight. Terrence Crawford was definitely down in that fight. He was losing that fight. But as the fight did go on in the last couple of rounds in that fight, he started catching with some shit, showing some shots to that body, to that chest. Boom. Sean started to slow down a little bit. And it was, Crawford was able to place his shots a little bit better. And he was able to last long when it came to conditioning. He lasted longer. He lasted longer than Sean Porter did. And I remember the round before he got dropped. He just kind of, I don't know, it was like kind of he went to the ring. He looked kind of Like, I don't know, had like this weird look in his face, and I'm like, I don't know. We'll see what happens in this 10th round. I was like, he's fighting good. He's winning this fight, but let's see what happens in this 10th round, because he was up. I don't know what the card said, but from what I was seeing as far as the fight was concerned, he was up. And he went in there. They started fighting against in the 10th round, obviously. Porter got dropped. He got back up. I think it was more of just he was exhausted more than anything, to be honest. And mentally, I don't know if he was mentally checked out for whatever reason, but got back up, fighting again. He got dropped again, but it wasn't anything serious. He didn't even look like he was really hurt like that. Like I said, he looked more like he was just more of exhaustion more than anything. Where, okay, so something might be a little bit light, it might touch you, and you might drop. Take your 8 count, your 9 count. You hold on, you move a little bit, you hold on, you survive the round, and you come back into the 11th round. That's pretty much what you do in a situation like that. It's not like he was in a space where he wasn't going to be able to move, where he was dazed, where he just wouldn't be able to protect himself, or a situation where he just took some kind of crazy major shots. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that. He looked fine. That's pretty much what he had to do. He had to hold. That's him, like Terrence Crawford was doing all night. He had to hold, just like Crawford was doing for a lot of that night, and just move and stay away. Make sure both until the end of the round. Give yourself time to recover. I think the 10th round probably was a round where he should have taken off regardless anyway. She just kind of moved around, kind of slip punches, moved around, not really engaged like that, gave the round away, let yourself kind of, and then those last 2 rounds, you really bring it on. But for whatever reason, his dad, I guess, ended the fight. I don't know. They said he threw the towel in, but he didn't throw the towel in. I don't know. For whatever reason, his dad ended the fight. So, so everybody's sitting there like, huh? What the hell's going on? I'm sitting there like, whoa, what? What the hell he stopped the fight for? Dude's not even hurt like that. But that's what his father, decided to do. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess whatever. It is what it is. But shout out to Terrence Crawford. He definitely did his thing. Came out with the victory. He got the stoppage. And I wasn't really sure what he was going to do, as far as his career was concerned. I still saw that him going back to Top Rank would have still kind of been a possibility. Also just due to the fact that, like I said, like usually there's 2 times Bob Arum will get you into a fight like this. It's usually if it's just, he controls both sides. When a fight that's tough like this, a fight that could go either way, because this fight could have went either way. Or if it's a situation where you're about to leave, so they end up giving you the fight that you want, especially if you're able to just wait out. He can't just wait you out. So Terrence Crawford is somebody he couldn't wait out. So he had Terrence Crawford on the sideline forever because he wasn't re-signing. That's why you didn't see Terrence Crawford for such an extended period of time. But financially, Terrence Crawford is fine. He's cool. So because of that, he was able to wait it out, And when he finally got to it, it's like, he put him in with Sean Porter, one of the guys that, he wanted to fight. All of a sudden, now Bob Arum could get the fight, and made it happen. And but I think this is a situation where Terrence Crawford wasn't falling for the games anymore either, though. It's like, yeah, you got this fight, but he's kind of saying, yeah, you got this fight or whatever, but he's not falling for the okie doke, basically. He's not going to re-sign with them. I don't think he's in a space where he wants to probably get, continue to be pissed on and ished on by his promoter either anyway. And he made it very clear after that fight that now he's moving on. There was all this talk of him doing a fight-by-fight basis thing with Top Rank. And like he said, Bob Arum, he couldn't give me the fights that I wanted when I wasn't with him. Now all of a sudden, so how's he going to give me, like, let's say a Spence fight when I'm not with him? You couldn't get it for me when I was with you, but now all of a sudden you can get me these fights when I'm not with you? And he said, nah, I'm good. And like I said in one of my previous videos, it would have been completely idiotic and moronic for him to sign to do it to work with Top Rank for, like, say, a Spence fight. It's stupid. Why would you want to give these people 20%, 30%, 15%, whatever your purse, any of your purse whatsoever? The people that haven't pushed you like that, they haven't promoted you, the guys that have been pissing and trashing on you for an extended period of time, why would you do that? Why would you give them parts of your money? It's moronic. It makes no sense whatsoever. You could take all those funds and keep it in your pocket. And every championship fight that you do, that you're with Top Rank, you also have to give your old promoter 8% of your money on top of the 30% the Top Rank is taking. Even if you cut that down to 15% or whatever it might be, or 20%, at the end of the day, why would you give them that percentile of your funds? If you can get an Earl Spence fight, you get an Earl Spence fight by yourself. Get your management, whatever it is, and you go out there and you do it. Al Heyman has a great reputation. He doesn't jerk people off. He doesn't, he doesn't steal money from them. It doesn't matter who's worked with them. They all say the same thing. Even people who didn't like him, who had negative things to say about him previously, and they work with the man. It's like, it's always they say the same thing. Great experience. Great experience. I went in there thinking this, but it was a great experience. It doesn't matter who it is. So go there, negotiate that fight on your own, get whatever it is, 40%, 45%. Even if you get 40%, it's 40% minus you having to give all these people your money anyway. So you're coming off regardless. So you can get a rematch clause if that's what you need, and go get that bank. Get that back end money, get that gate, get that merch money, get those sponsorship monies. A lot of these funds, those TV money. Television rights, things that you probably weren't even getting at Top Rank. Go get all that and do your thing. So what's next for him? I don't know. I don't know who he's joining, because it is Terrence Crawford. He could do something retarded, something stupid, like just join the zone. He could do something like that, weird like that, where he just shaking your head like, what's wrong with this idiot? He could do something like that. That's definitely a possibility of him doing something like that. So we'll see. But I think the best thing for him would be probably, if he could, get with PBC. If Earl Spence can get that Ugas fight, then Earl Spence should go ahead and fight Ugas if they can somehow get that done. And Terrence Crawford has been talking about Keith Thurman. Go ahead and fight Keith Thurman on your first fight on PBC if you can get that fight. And then after that, later on next year, hopefully during the summer, go ahead and do Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. And I will be there front row. So hopefully not front row, like third row. It's better. It looks better. Third, fourth row, it's a perfect place to be. Front row, first row, too damn close. Gotta get about fourth row. You good to go. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.